Hi, I'm Bami Boneye, founder of the Bami Boneye Research Foundation. Southern Gothic decay, tragically flawed starlets, inheritance, and violent outbursts caused by repressed homosexuality. No, we're not reading Tennessee Williams today. We're going to be reading my play, a much better one, titled The Violet Bloom. Act 1. Lights up. Violet sits at the dinner table, her heavy, seductive stage makeup still on. Her twin brother and dance partner, Rudolph, paces behind her, shirt half buttoned, glitter still clinging to his collarbone. I feel tired, Rudy. Not old. Lord knows I ain't even 30. Just rubbed thin, like someone handled me too long and the shine wore off. You know, they say a woman starts to look how her man thinks of her. Oh, Vi, you're my sister, and I'm your brother, and we're the Bloom twins, not some tired house pets up on some blistering corrugated iron roof. We're alive. We're performers. At least we used to be. Before it was all about the inheritance. They used to chant our names. Violet and Rudy, the gilded babies of Bourbon Night. Now, they ask, they still performing? Like with some kind of ghost they ain't even sure they saw. A heavy thump from upstairs. Mawma coughs, long and rattling. Mama's awake. Mama's always awake. Death's knocking and she's too stubborn to answer, clinging to our inheritance. Enter Mama, regal in her decay, wearing Big Daddy's old robe, hair silver and defiant. Children, you're talking like failures again, and I won't have that sound in my house. Your Big Daddy and I bought and built this house on our twin stars' accomplishments. Your glitter and your spring storm. Not to mention our stage earnings. A magnolia dies pretty. Can you say the same, Rudy? Rudy looks away, wounded. Oh, Mama, stop making fun of Rudy. You don't make no sense anyway. Always talking about magnolias as if they mean something. Mama exits, coughing. A knock at the door. Sharp, authoritative. Dixon enters, police uniform still on. He looks at Violet with a mix of longing and suspicion. Bye, you ain't home. Again. We was rehearsing after the show. Rudy had new choreography. Rehearsing? You two rehearse more than the whole damn police department trains. Rudolph grins, needling Dixon. Art requires attention. Art don't pay bills. Art don't build a marriage. Art don't keep a woman home at night. Well, with all due respect, Dixon, art does pay the bills. It pays the bills here and in that tiny little apartment you two share. Violet performs because she must. We both do. She don't owe that stage nothing. She owes me. Dixon, please. I am home, ain't I? It's not like I'm running around on you with those rich men from the club. Mawma reemerges, voice like cracked thunder. Officer, if you wanted to marry a porcelain doll you can keep on a shelf, then you married the wrong woman. My children were born for the lights, even when they burn. Just like the magnolia tree when it's struck by lightning. If you wanted a porcelain doll you can put on a shelf, then you chose wrong. My children were born for the lights, even when the lights burn. Just like the magnolia tree when it's struck by lightning. Mama, let's go to your room and make sure you took your medications. Dixon watches Rudy, the glitter-stained show pony, escorting the dying matriarch back to her room. His faded showgirl wife sits in her robe and skimpy costume, lighting a cigarette and blowing the smoke in Mawma's direction. He suddenly sees the house for what it is, a shrine to glamour long past its expiration, a tomb of silk and shadows, and the place Violet will always return. If you keep living like this, nights at the club, days at Mama's, and now nights at Mama's too, I'm gonna lose you, and I won't have nothing to hold. Don't be silly, Dixon. Rudy and I may belong to the stage, but I belong to you. That's so. Dixon withdraws a letter from Rudolph from the Boneye Theatrical Society in New York City. What is that? Rudolph Bloom, you get down here now! Rudolph enters and freezes upon seeing the letter in Dixon's hand. What is what? Mama's cough bellows. What is this letter, Rudy? A long pause. The house hums with cicadas, heat, fear, love, and the sounds of a streetcar named Desire. Answer me now, Rudy. Answer me now, Rudy. What is this letter about? It's private. There has never been and will never be anything private between the two of us, Rudolph Bloom. Now I demand you open that letter and tell me what it says right now. He don't have to open it if he don't want to. You stay out of this, Dixon. This is between the Bloom twins. He's right, Violet. I don't have to tell you anything. He leaves the room. Violet sobs and wails and laments. End of Act 1. Act 2. The next day, Violet and Dixon sit across from each other at the dinner table. Rudolph serves breakfast and sits between them. When Mawma enters, Violet gets up and grabs herself a drink from the bar. Mawma takes her seat. If I wait on you children to come to my deathbed, I'll die of boredom first. Lord, look at you three. 3 magnolia off a fallen branch. Mama, don't start talking about magnolias again. What else is there to talk about? You two? My star magnolias, born holding on to each other. I've seen the way you look at each other, like the whole world is just a stranger interrupting a private conversation. It ain't natural. But the trouble is, the two of you want the same thing, the whole thing to yourself. The house, your inheritance. We just want you to be comfortable, Mama. And to keep the house, maybe. Maybe. I ain't decided yet. I might leave it all to the church, or to that little hospital that took me in when I fell off the veranda back in 26. Violet pales. Dixon notices. Mama, this is our home. It's our inheritance. Home is where the magnolia blooms, baby girl. I'm suddenly tired. I'm gonna go back to bed. Silence. Dixon picks up a glass bottle and examines it. There's supposed to be medicine? Everything in this house is medicine for something that can't be cured. Dixon smells what's in the bottle and recoils. Smells like poison. It's just strong. That's the way Violet likes her forgetting. Vi, about the letter. I got an offer, Vi. I won't be a big fish in a small pond anymore. I won't be a headliner, but then again, I never really was I? But it'll be a new city, new people, people who won't know what I was. Violet, suddenly feral, grabs Rudy. You can't go live another life and leave me behind. What about the inheritance? What about Mawma? What about me? We are the same blood, Rudy. Nobody knows you like I do. Nobody knows what you did when you were small and scared, and I held you so tight that your heart beat right next to mine. What did he do when he was small and scared, Violet? Violet looks stricken, then defiant. Rudy, you ever notice how your sister holds on to you like she's a woman who got married once and didn't like it? You don't know what you're talking about. Maybe not. But I know this. I married Violet. Not Violet and Rudy. Not the Bloom twins featuring the special guest, the law. I thought I was getting a wife. Instead, I got a glass menage a trois, a whole sideshow in a house that smells like another man. He slams the bottle down. You want to be rid of me, Dixon? Is that it? Mama's gonna die, Rudy's abandoning me, and you'll throw me out like last year's newspaper? Shut the door on me, lock it with your big shiny badge. I want you to be decent. I want you to choose me. Just once. I chose you. I stood in that little rented dress and I signed that paper and I moved into that little tomb apartment with you and I called it home. I chose you. But when my heart's hammering like somebody locked me in a trunk, Rudy's the only real thing I got. He's the only thing that can calm me down. I can't breathe in this house. He grabs a bottle of liquor, takes a swig, and walks to the door. Then turns over his shoulder. And if I find out you've been taking money from those rich men at the club, if I find out you've been being a bad woman. He can't finish. He exits, slamming the door. The sound makes Mawma cough upstairs. You hear that? He can't breathe. Poor Dixon. The air chokes him. The truth chokes him. Everything chokes him because he swallows it whole and refuses to let it change him. It'll always be like this with other people, Rudy. How can you even think about leaving and starting your life without me? Because it's my life, Violet. It's my life, not yours. Violet cradles the bottle of medicine. What is that? Something the backstage girl gave me. Said it'd cure a woman of her troubles. Smells like medicine. Tastes like revenge. Rudy, if I died, if I just slipped out of our dance, would you care enough to grieve? Don't talk like that, Vi. Give me that bottle. Maybe I ought to let you and Dixon just see how it feels to be a tragic starlet. The magnolia without the bloom, just dried stems and dust. Violet, get a hold of yourself. You're talking like Mawma. She holds up the bottle, hand shaking. If I died, you couldn't leave me. You'd be bound here by guilt and memory. And Dixon, he'd realize what it is to want something gone only to find it gone and feel that magnolia in his chest like a second heartbeat. Violet, you're not making any sense. It's all nonsense. Life, marriage, funerals, inheritance. The only thing that ever made sense was you and me, whispering secrets like prayers. She drinks the medicine, a long swallow. Rudy lunges forward. Violet! She coughs, gasps, and drops the bottle. It shatters. She clutches her throat. Dixon, Mawma, somebody help! Lights flicker. The fan creaks louder. Upstairs, Mawma coughs. Dixon bursts in, drunken, and his shirt collar loosened now. What happened? She drank something. I don't know, poison, medicine. They crowd around Violet on the floor. Don't let go of me, Rudy. Violet's hand clutches his. Dixon notices. What did you drink, Violet? The cure for a woman's trouble. Her eyes roll back. She goes limp. Violet, wake up! Violet, wake up! Rudy presses his ear to Violet's chest. A heartbeat. She's still got a heartbeat. Faint, like when we were in Mama's belly, and they said there was only one baby till they listened close. Then they heard my heart beating. You were always the stronger one. Why'd you have to go and do that, Vi? Why'd you do that, you fool? You damn beautiful fool. I'm the fool. I feel like I've been breathing for 3 people and I still can't catch my breath. I'm suffocating. I grew up living that feeling. Violet and I grew up all around each other, like 2 roots strangling the same tree. And where does that leave me? Wherever you stand, you fool. You married her. Nobody forced you. You like the shine. You like showing your little friends down at the station that you had the prettiest girl on your arm, not to mention the prettiest man. You think I don't see it? The way she clings to you? The way you let her? The way this whole house feels like some kind of fever I caught the day I said I do? Maybe if I put my hands around your throat, all the wrong things in this house will finally stop burning. He steps forward towards Rudy. Dixon's hands go to Rudy's shirt front, bunching the fabric and pushing him onto the couch. Maybe that's what it takes. Finally someone chooses who burns and who blooms. Dixon and Rudolph struggle before falling to the ground. Dixon straddles Rudolph beside Violet's body. She stirs faintly, but she does not wake. You ain't the law here, Dixon. Dixon's grip loosens. His forehead comes to rest against Rudy's, breath ragged. Rudy's head slides up Dixon's shoulders, not fully embracing, but not fully pushing him off either. Let go. For a homoerotic second, it's unclear whether Rudy means let go of his throat, his shoulders, or something else. Dixon kisses Rudy possessively and aggressively before ripping his shirt off. Lights fall. End of Act 2. Act 3. Soft morning light. Fan turns languidly. Violet sits up, cutting herself on the shards of broken bottle. Dixon stands looking out the window, shoulders tense. Da-da-da. Rudy enters carrying a suitcase, now fully packed. Not yet. Pity. I had the prettiest last words. What happened? You drank some woman's idea of a cure to keep us here. Turned out to be a real fancy nap. You were crying. I remember you were crying over me. I was crying over the mess you made. Same thing. Violet finally notices his suitcase. What's that? It's the rest of my life, Violet. It's all I'm taking with me. No, Rudy, what about the inheritance? What about Mama? What would Big Daddy say about you abandoning your family? You said we'd bloom together, Rudy. Rudolph leaves. Violet sits very still. Dixon stands, unsure, a man without a role. He's really gone. Who will I dance with? Quien bailaría conmigo? Who will shine with me? Above, Mawma calls, half dreaming, half gone. Violet, Rudy, the magnolia blossoms have withered. Violet looks down at her hands, empty and trembling, but still alive. Dixon is a dark silhouette against the night. Rudy is long gone. Fade to black. The end. Oh, thank you. That was very good, wasn't it? Very much deserving of liking this video, leaving a complimentary comment, and subscribing to the channel. I'm Bami Boneye. Goodbye.